Welcome back to another episode on building up our dream home and shed. Previously, we purchased the property, which is 5 acres of land with a house, pool and 100 metre square shed. No mucking around, we got straight into fitting out the shed with a hoist, stripping and cleaning it right out, painting the floors and beginning the full fit out. The biggest issue though is we don't have a driveway up to the shed, and as soon as it gets wet the whole area turns to sloshy mud. So in this episode we are tackling that problem. Beginning the earthworks and making a driveway, prepping for a big concrete slab and battling the constant incoming rain. Proudly supported by Opus Campers, Ultimate 9, Superior Engineering, GME, and in part by. The bad news is that it has not stopped raining. So much rain. The weekend just gone we had like 180 mil here or something. It's absolutely ridiculous. We got a little bit of sunshine today. Yesterday was raining. Guess what? Tomorrow, another week of rain coming. So it is just so wet here. It's ridiculous. Meaning this wet side of the house is just getting more and more wet and slushy. This concrete slab is booked for next week. I'm waiting to hear back on a gravel driveway quote, but I don't even know when we can do these at this point, because with another week coming, it's just going to be so wet in here. So access to the shed at the moment kind of sucks. While we're waiting for that, there is a few other jobs that we can get cracking on. So of those few jobs, the first one that we are doing, since now apparently we live in the Amazon jungle where it's dark and raining all the time, so it's probably pretty important to get done, is new lighting. Now we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big high bay lights, but they suck. They're just like old style lights, they're not proper LEDs, they're nowhere near powerful enough to give proper lighting on this shed when we are working. Now Berto's brother, Matthew Burton, is a sparky. So you do need a qualified sparky to come do electrical work at your house and shed and stuff like that. So he's here this afternoon and we're going to install some big lights up on the roof, and the other thing we need to do is we need to run power to the hoist. So at the moment we've just been running an extension cord over the ground, but we need to properly run a cord up to the roof, over and into the power box. We got Matt here. What we call you, Birdo 1 or Birdo 2?
Birdo 2 or Big Birdo.
So here's the Sparky. So you got 6 nice big lights here you're going to replace the existing ones with. What have you brought us today?
So mate, we're going to take down these old fluoros, bit outdated, throw in these new 150 watt Sal LED downlights. So we'll chuck them in, should make it a bit brighter, a bit better for you guys to do some better work later at night.
Yeah, for sure. And it won't be a huge job because you're just going to use all the existing like wires and spots and
all the existing cable. So we'll take them down, new plug bases. These are all nice plug and play, so super easy, super simple. If we ever have to replace them, unplug them, take the jack chain off, put a new one up. But mate, they're good, they're reliable, and they're going to get the job done.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar.
So that's the first one in. If we flick the switch on, boom. I suppose a bit hard to tell on camera, but it is much brighter, that one. So once there's 6 of them, this will be a whole lot brighter in here. So you're just using them, what are they called?
So these are just a plug base. So basically it gives us the ability to be able to plug them in, take them in and out, so you won't need me next time.
Yeah, so you just hardwire that in.
Hardwire that
and then plug that into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can replace them without a sparky if something ever happens.
Happy days, super simple.
Won't need you next time.
Nah, that's it.
Yeah, a fresh, cool young Lou, trying to cash his microphone check 212. Wanna believe my own hype, but it's too untrue. The world brought me to my knees. What have you brung you? Did you improve on the design? Did you do something new? Where your name in on the guest list? Who brung you? You, the more famous.
That's all 6 lights up and done. It's so much brighter in here now. That'll make it heaps easier to work on the vehicles and all the jobs that need to happen. And then while Matt is here, the second thing he's going to do is run power to this hoist. So it's just a simple matter of bringing power from the fuse box over there. He's going to run up the wall somewhere across the roof and down onto it. So that way we've got power going to it at all times. It's nice and out of the way.
You are a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know.
Chickity dee, chickity dough.
So mate, your brother's just finished up. We got 6 brand new lights in here. We got power nicely ran up over the roof down to the hoist. What do you reckon?
You can actually see everything in here now, mate. What do you reckon? This is way better.
Mate, we just got everything in this shed, you know. We got
when,
lights, we got hoist, we got it all.
When my ute is all painted, fresh, looking beautiful, it's in here, it's going to be glistening under the light. Your car won't, it's got no clear, it's just brown.
Just brown poo.
Everyone else's car, the 80 will look nice in here. Nothing like a good set of lights.
Bloody beautiful.
Tip top the one, mate. It's the bread for me.
No lights. Damn. That's a big difference. That's sick. Oh, my bum. Hope you guys are enjoying the episode. I'm currently in the shed because what a surprise, it is raining outside like it always seems to do these days. But I wanted to jump on here and let you know GME are currently running a promotion between the 1st of April and the 30th of June. Buy any XRS handheld or fixed mount radio. Jump onto their website, register your entry, and you go in the draw to win an awesome fishing charter package for you and 3 mates up in the Northern Territory. I'll pop the details up on the screen, but it looks like an absolutely incredible opportunity. So GME, buy yourself an XRS handheld fixed mount radio, get amongst it.
Will that be deep enough? Yeah, I say that's deep enough. It's my black.
Hey Zeffy, are we sitting here watching the digger? Alrighty, another day of the shed build / yard, garden, whatever you want to call it. Today has turned absolute chaos. So the first plan today was my dad and his offsider Jack. My dad is a plumber, which is good, so he can help with all the plumbing around the house. We're just meant to come and lay a pipe along the edge of this house here before this concrete slab comes in, because we're going to use that pipe for stormwater runoff down across the yard from that side of the house. I'll explain all that another time. Then about an hour ago, Heath with a machine, who's helping do this concrete slab, he called me, he's like, can I come today and start organising this? So I was like, sure. So he's here now and he's going to start prepping all of this area for the concrete slab that's going in on Friday. They're starting it. And then he's going to do that gravel driveway up to it now today as well. He's not going to do a proper finished job, but he's just going to get a heap of gravel there and do like a nice road base through it to get it started, because we've just been slipping and sliding in mud there the last week. I've worked out the last 37 out of 60 days we've had rain, and this whole area just turned to slush with us driving back and forth across it. He's having the time of his life. And in that rain, we're talking like days that are 100 mil, 80 mil, 90 mil, so just this place is just soaked. So I've been very keen to get this concrete slab and gravel driveway sorted. So the slab is getting done from the shed all the way to the house. That'll just give us maximum usable space here. So, you know, we've got a whole big outdoor area there to work on cars. Obviously, you don't want to be too close to the house working on them. But at least then we can also park cars here and stuff like that as well. So we're going corner of shed to corner of house. And then we're going corner of shed here through to laundry door, so we got like a walking path over here and stuff like that. So it works out as about 130 meters of concreting for the stormwater, where Dad's laying 100 mil sewer pipe through here, so 6 meter lengths, and then the slab's going to end here, so we just got to bring it out to here for the moment, and then from there we can head across that way with it. And just to add to the chaos, the electricians have turned up. I'll jump in the shed out of the noise for a sec, but I called them a couple of weeks ago because this power line here runs very low to the corner of the house, and we were worried if we're bringing anything bigger in, it was going to take out the power line. And they happened to call this morning too and say, oh, we'll come have a look at the job. I was like, there's a lot going on here, but sure. So they're here, and he's like, look, before this driveway goes in, while the digger's here, if we're going to do this job, we need to do it now. Like, okay, so they're today setting all this power to run underground up to the street, so it's out of our way. So I've got MBK electrical. You can see this power line here is very low up to that pole, then it runs out to the street. So they're just going to dig a trench the whole way and run it from out the street under up to the house, get rid of that pole, which has termite damage anyway, which one day will fall down, and then it'll probably cost like 5-10 grand to replace a private power line. Apparently they're very expensive, and MBK said it's about 5 grand to run it from here, dig a trench out to the street, and materials and time and that anyway. So while it's all here going on, I may as well just completely bankrupt myself, but do it once, do it right, get all this done. So we've got plumbing, we've got electrical happening today, and we've got the driveway and concrete prep going on today. How do you connect these up, Dad?
PVC solvent cement they call, PVC glue. In the end, from what you hear, the glue sticks to the glue. Put the two together and they'll hold back mains and pressure water. We did one on mains pressure water 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the bloke said it'll never work. We turned the main on 5 minutes later, fitting a 25mm PVC together, turned on the main, not a problem.
You just got to do it quick because that glue dries quick.
Dries very quickly, especially in the summer sun. We're right here today in the shade. But it's stuff you've got to work extremely quickly with.
Yeah, and that holds it together real tight.
Holds it together real tight and keeps us plumbers mad, having to go like mad.
Heath just cutting this driveway straight across there now, about 3.5 metres wide. I believe it's about 25 metres long. So we're just scraping all the surface off, flattening it out, and then he's going to start getting truckloads of like road base and gravel in to start filling it in. Now we did consider getting some of that geofabric mat to go under it, but once we've dug it up, it's actually not as muddy under there as we thought. It's quite hard, compact, good ground. And my plan is I'm going to concrete over it at some point anyway, so there's probably no point spending a heap of money on geofabric that goes under it, because that stops like the weeds and mud and that pushing back up through it, but there's no need. It's weird because this is like such good, firm, compact ground under what has just been like slush sitting on top for weeks. With a good chunk of the driveway area prepped for a road base to go down, Heath began digging the trench across the yard for the electricians. They weren't going to be able to move the power lines underground today as they had to order the lines, but the plan was to just get the trench dug and lay all the conduit through it. One conduit line for mains power and a second one to run the phone and internet cable through. It's incredible how quickly an excavator digger can move earth around. He's only been here 3 hours and he's prepped a gravel driveway, dug like a massive trench across the whole yard. So they actually dug the mains power down pretty deep. Well, the conduit for it. Well over a metre it looked like. Then Heath backfilled in about half of that to lay the conduit for the internet and phone. So Heath's just backfilling in all this trench now. The MBK boys are over there running that conduit and line up to the main power line. So obviously we're going to get rid of that, and this is all going to be fully underground. And then they haven't actually hooked it up yet, but they've just run all the lines for it. So there's your main power lines. That's going to be your NBN, like optic fibre, internet, telephone line type thing. So that's a bit higher. The mains power is right down, and then above that they lay this over the top of it, which is like a, you know, caution mains power underneath this plastic. So if anyone ever digs up there again, they'll hit that plastic before they hit the mains power. So it's all bloody happening. There's a lot going on here today, and I'm trying to keep up and film what I can. From there, Heath continued prepping the driveway area right up to beside the shed. The plan was to lay some road base and gravel there too, so we had a little outdoor car park next to the shed for trailers, etc. And then he could finally move on to prepping in front of the shed for the concrete slab. Just pulling the grass and top layer of slush off to get down to that more compact, firm ground. What do you reckon? How do you like our new place under construction?
I actually have hope for our drainage issues.
We were just talking to our neighbour over there as well. He's been here about 18 months and he said this month we're in at the moment is by far the wettest he has ever seen this place in here, and everyone in this mid-north coast is just out of control wet at the moment, so is what it is. That's that whole area there, all prepped up now. So you come in off your current driveway, you got a nice big entry into it there. It's nice and wide. I think he's done about 3.5 meters wide. Come over, and this is all going to be gravel. And it's going to go gravel over there, so you're going to have a 4-car parking bay there, like a squishy one, but still enough to fit 4 cars or 2 cars and 2 trailers or whatever there next to the shed. And then that area there is the one that's getting covered in concrete. So gravel, concrete. And then my plan was to, yeah, eventually concrete this, but I don't even know if I will. I'll just see how it goes over time. We're going to put he's saying he's going to put some nice big thick rock down there, which will bridge it, he's calling it. So it sort of builds it up and holds the moisture and mud from coming up out of it. I'll just sit that on it for the moment, and then, yeah, we might top it with something a bit nicer down the track when I save up a bit more money. Or I'll end up concreting it one day. That's obviously going to make that so much more accessible, nicer, a lot easier to use, a lot more space. It's all coming together. It's going to be so much better. Super excited. Big difference. Next day, we're back into it. He's just turned up with his big dump truck with a load of rock gravel. He's going to tip that out and start spreading it. That's the first load down. He's heading off now to go get another load of this. Keep getting loads, keep spreading it. And then the concrete, like the truck of all the materials for the concreting has just turned up too. So he's going to dump all that here, all your Rio and steel and stuff. Rio's there, he's back with load number 2. He said it's about just under 200 per truckload of this stuff, so it's pretty cheap. And yeah, he just said it's because it's got big rock in it, and then once it dries out and that sort of glues together a bit, it's just really good for holding that moisture out from coming up through the surface. That's another load spread out up through to here. He's going to get some more material, and he had a couple of other errands he had to run around and do. Jardin's just turned up here, the concreter, so he's the one doing this big concrete slab through all of there. He's just borrowing Pete's digger at the moment, and he's taken some measurements with his laser equipment, and then he's just starting to bring out some material that's going to be in his way. And then we've also got this drain here, which is what we're going to be using for drainage off this slab. So obviously now you've got a huge water catchment area. You can't just have water sit in your slab and head towards your house and everything. So that was one of the reasons we did the concrete slab all the way up to the house. Because what he's going to do is he's going to run it down off the shed to a low point here where he's going to set the drain, which is going to be that. And then he's going to angle it back up towards the house a little bit, so it'll all fall in towards this drain, and the slab will also slope it that way a fraction too. Meaning, yeah, that drain will be your low point, your collection point, and it'll slope down that way into where it's going to go into PVC and across the yard. So drainage system we will set up. So keep pulling some material out there, particularly where he's setting up this drain. That's his main job this afternoon, get that drain set, all the height and level for it nice and the fall on it. So that drain falls that way, and then, yeah, across the yard there to a low point, which then flows out of the yard. Because our property is fairly flat, it does make these drainage jobs a little bit more difficult. But yeah, there's a little bit of slope here is enough that we can get this water away and get it sorted.
That's about 150 there.
John's just setting up all his heights here with the laser and running some string line, just getting his heights for all his drains. So on a drainage, he says only has to drop 0.5% per metre. So it's 12 metres, so we're going to drop it 60 mil over that 12 metre distance. Dirt height is all set there for the drain. Berto's gone in the jackie and got a load of crusher dust, half a cube. So then Jarden can start using the crusher dust to start setting his drain. What do you reckon, mate? Big day on the job.
Big day on the job. Just enjoying a little apple crown.
Beautiful. With the drain set in place, levelled and the correct fall on it, Heath was back and Jarden and Heath got to work levelling out the rest of the slab. But the day was getting on and there was rain coming in, so couldn't get a huge amount more done that day, unfortunately. It's Thursday at the moment. Today and tomorrow are prep day and Saturday was pour day, but rain has come back in, so I don't know which. We sort of knew it was coming. We'd hope it would hold off, but it ain't holding off. It's back raining. So it's going to cause a little bit of problems with this job. Like, it'll be fine, but I don't think we're going to be able to pour Saturday at this point. We're just going to, boys are still prepping now in the rain, and hopefully it's not too bad tomorrow to come back, finish the prep, and then we're just going to have to wait until a sunny day to do the pour. Drain set out there, nice and smooth on the crusher dust. We've got our stormwater drain that's going under there from the other side of the house too. And then John's just going along with his string line and just, he's got to make that 150 mil through there, like off the ground the whole way. So he's going through, leveling it all out. We're trying to get that nice down, 150 smooth downfall towards that drain, and then there'll be that kick back up at the end there. You keen for another day of our construction side house?
I'm just looking forward to it being done, to be honest. I'll put up with all the mud and a million people and loud noises for the end result.
It's going to be nice. Zeph doesn't want the end result. Zeph just wants this forever. Mud pits to play in. It's another day. It's not too bad this morning. Bit of blue sky around. Hopefully it holds off and they can get all the concrete, all the prep work done. It all set out ready to go. Now this is going to be the side where the concrete is up to the laundry door, so that's the heights and sides that they've been setting there now, and then had to dig out that extra bit along there and then setting our trench out, which is going to come across the yard for that drain system there. And then Heath's just turned up again with another load. I believe he's brought crusher dust this time. They're going to use crusher dust to start leveling all this out here, making a nice good surface to lay concrete on. The first load of crusher dust was spread out over the prep area, and while Heath went to get a second load, one of the boys began cementing the drain in place, and another used a compactor to start compacting down and firming up the first layer of crusher dust. Heath was back with a second load of crusher dust, and the boys could get to work spreading and levelling it all out for the final heights. With all the crusher dust in place, smooth and level, it was time to start laying out all the Rio. The Rio sits in the middle of the concrete slab when the concrete is poured, and Jarden was saying the Rio provides the tension in the concrete, whilst the compression strength comes from the concrete itself. The Rio is connected together using wire, so it is one big piece and then trimmed up to fit nicely within the slab area. That's another day done and dusted. The weather actually turned out sunny, blue skies most of the day, so it worked out really well. That's the slab there, all fully prepped. got the drain, so it'll all yeah, slope down towards that drain, and then that'll goes underground there and sort of falls down across the yard into where we've got like a pit over there. All the crusher dust is set, leveled off. You got your levels here, which is where your concrete height will come up to, where these bits of wood are, and it'll go right up to the house. So you have that little bit of fall back from the house towards the drain, and then this will sort of slight fall down towards that drain, and at the end it sort of cuts back in towards the drain a little bit too, so it all aims towards there, so you don't have water like building up and hitting your house and stuff. All the Rios sitting there, just got the cups, so on pour day you lift it up so it sits center of concrete for your rigidness or strength or whatever it is through the middle of the concrete. And then we were going to go 100 mil with this slab, but we've made a last minute call to just spend a little bit extra money, and we're going to go 120 with it, which he said will just make sure that like trucks and that can come on it too. You know, we've got deliveries coming up to the shed and stuff like that. He said 125 is what the local council do their stuff for their trucks and that to handle driving on. So he said 120 will be good for anything that we're putting on this, and they'll be nice and thick. Do it once, do it right, no cracking or anything over time. Ended up with a little bit of leftover crusher dust. They've just spread that out over this driveway, so that'll mean that there's no mud or anything coming up through it, so that'll work quite well temporarily until we work out our long-term plan. But that's going to be really compact, nice big entryway onto it now. So he said once the concrete slab gets done, once all this dries out some more, he'll come back, he'll either move this dirt somewhere we want it in our property, or spread it out, or whatever do I want with it, or we can pay him to take it away in his truck and get rid of it too. And then when he does that, he can top this driveway or whatever we want to do with it. He said he wants to leave it like this for a little while, but anyway, just to let it like compact, firm up nice and good before we put that final layer on it. Anyways, that's everything for now. Very exciting, very cool to see it all come together. It's been very interesting. He was going to pour tomorrow, but the weather says like 90% chance of 10 mil tomorrow, so he just doesn't want to risk it, because if he starts pouring and it starts raining, he said bad time. So we're pretty much at this point just waiting for a good sunny day when he's not at one of his other job sites. So he's hoping, today's Friday, he said he could definitely do it next Friday or Saturday if we got one of those sunny days. So just gonna have to sit prepped like this for a little bit, but he said it should be sweet. What do you think of the new setup? You keen?
Yeah.
Nice.
Chauffeur, come and take me away, cause I've been standing in this line for like 5 whole days. Me and security ain't getting along, and when I got to the front, they told me all of the tickets were gone. So just take me home where the mood is mellow, when the roses are thrown, M&M's are yellow, when the light bulbs around my mirror don't flicker. Everybody gets a nice autograph.
Welcome back to another video of our property is flooded and it never ever stops raining where we live apparently. So this prep work was all finished off Friday, which you would have seen on the last episode or whenever that was. And they were going to pour Saturday, but they just sort of canned it because there was a bit too much rain coming. They said there like could be 5 to 10 mil potentially. Anyways, we got like 80 mil over the weekend and absolutely flooded all this area now, because it's sort of all sloped down towards that drain where we're going to get rid of it. But yeah, because the prep work is obviously not the same level as concrete, it doesn't work. It just flooded this whole area, so that's a pain in the ass. So we got a pump going. We're pumping this water across the yard. We got to try and get all this water out of here and then get this area dried, start drying out. Looks like we got some sunshine today, get it all dried out, so then we can pour the slab a little bit later in the week. That pipe has also popped out of the ground too, so I think we're going to have to re-dig out that pipe, put that back in and refinish off that side of the drain, which is a bit annoying. But anyways, what can you do about the weather? Zeffy is having fun though. He's got himself a new play area in the mud and water. You like it, Zeffy? You helping take away some of the water in your trucks? One good thing about all this rain is it has made the base of this very firm now. It's super compact. The concrete did say a bit of rain on this formwork is always good to help compact it down even more before you put the concrete. We just had a lot. Next day, it keeps raining. We keep pumping the water out of here. There's not much we can do for now, but wait for some sunny weather and it for dry out. We did try and get that pipe back down a bit, Jordan came over yesterday and did that. We'll sort of run some tyres across it to hold it down, but it's still popped up a little bit again right at this end here, so we're still going to have to play around with it a bit, get that sorted, but I'm just going to leave it for now because it's only going to get more wet and more pushed back. Because all this work is here though, we can't really get cars in and out of the shed to do some of the projects that we have going on at the moment. So we got this 105 here, which is brother-in-law's, TJ's. So we are building up that for an upcoming big Cape York trip, but we can't get it in the shed at the moment. Plus we're sort of waiting on parts on it anyway, but keep an eye out for that. That's a project coming up. And then Berto's going to start mucking around on his ute a bit this upcoming week. Look at that. You've stolen one of the 80 rims.
Nah, it's my rim, man.
So what's the plan with the ute? What are you up to next?
What am I up to next? I reckon I'm going to start doing a little bit of power work. I'm still waiting for a couple of bits and pieces to make a tray and a couple of like raised shock mounts and raised fuel tank and stuff. So I'm going to fix like, you know, the little holes that are in the roof. Get a little bit of panel work, might cut a little guards. But I reckon to start that, maybe I'll shave the engine bay, mate. Maybe I'll relocate the battery to the back, make it all look real nice.
There should be an episode coming out on this sometime soon.
I think we've got currently about half an episode, but I still need, you know, we've been busy. We've been away, I've been away, we've been moving sheds. It sort of took a step on the back burner there for a minute.
So well, we've got this rainy weather today, but we're going to do a bit more work in the shed.
Yeah, as
What's
you can see.
the plan?
I've got a bit of a mess going on over here, right? I need something to sort it out. So, gone to Bunnings, got some pegboard. I've normally just had all the power tools, all this stuff, just on that bench. We're going to put it on the wall, so it's out of the way, it looks nice. Everything has its home, so when something's missing, you know where to go, where to put it back. And yeah, I reckon that'll just make the shed a whole bunch better.
So that's the pegboard mounted on, just some metal screws through the side braces here, whatever they're called. You got this from Bunnings, didn't you? How much was it? Like 50, 60 bucks for a whole
$49 for this panel, and then I think these peg things were like $8 each packet. I've got a couple packets.
Yeah, okay. So now I'll go through and we'll start grabbing all our bigger tools that don't really have a drawer spot and all our power tools and start hanging them all up.
Yeah, we'll get it a bit organised, mate. Look at that, eh?
That's big upgrades.
Didn't think a bloke like me could do something like that.
Better storage solution for some of our tools that sit around everywhere.
That's right, mate. They've been sitting around. Now we've got a bit of a spot. Got room for
expansion.
You know, we got new grinder, mate, brushless. SP flash, big 6 amper. You know, she lasts a while. Our trusty rattle gun. This thing's tried and tested now, mate.
That's another little job in the shed ticked off. We're going to finish up that episode there. Fingers crossed we get some sunshine and we're going to lay this concrete and continue this shed build, yard fit out, everything's going on, and we sort of need to get some cars back in this shed and keep continuing with some work and projects that we got going on. Your bog, Zeffy, try again.